Happy rails to you. Welcome back, my friends. Happy rails to you. It's good to see you again. Happy rails to you. Please keep watching in. Well, welcome back. All right, guys. This is G-Man, My World 67. And I'm just sitting here at my desk. I've just finally put that track to a solid board. And I just hot glued it down. And glued it down with a little contact cement. And we've got several pieces now, so I could actually make me a stationary test track. And I was working on some HO that I got in on Saturday. My hand is getting better. It's getting a lot better. Still some things I can't do. I can't grip things real tight with my right hand. And there's still a few things I can't do, but it is getting better. I still can't hammer and things like that with it. I tried a little bit today, and it just really tore my wrist up, and I couldn't really hold the hammer tight enough. So, all in all, just a report on that. But as to these trains, I got in 5 HO trains on Saturday. I had bought 4 from one person and 1 from another person, and none of them ran. And so I've got 2 of them up and going, and I'm working. I decided to go ahead and, while I was sitting here, and work on this one. Now this one is a Bachmann number 307, and this one's probably, judging by the way it's made, like I said, I hadn't done HO myself in about 15 years, but I would say that this is probably a 90s Bachmann, judging by the way it's made. I kind of remember these motors, and they're probably still using something like this today. But anyhow, I kind of like Bachmann. They were one of the cheaper, more detailed trains, and so we'll see what goes. I'm, as I said before, not trying to get a bunch of HO, because I still have, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 pieces, maybe more, of my old HO. And but I do want to get enough little HO to have maybe be able to make a nice little run. Now that I've gotten two pieces given to me that I've repaired, and I just thought it'd be fun, and it has been. It's been a nice little journey. Anyway, enough talking about that. I want you to see what's going on with this. If I can move my transformer over to here and put my camera up right here. Hope that's a good view. Yeah, I think it's going to be all right. and we could be able to see maybe what's going on. Now, as I said, I bought 5 engines. None of them ran when I got them. 2 of them I've repaired, and I'll talk to you about them in a minute and show you them. The other 2, I did get moving, get going, but this one I still haven't gotten running yet. And as you can see, it lights up. And a few minutes ago, it actually tried to move, but then it decided not to. So, I've already blowed it out a little bit and looked for carpet fibers in here, and I didn't really see very much of anything down on the inside of that. So what I'm going to do now is break out my trusty. You had to excuse my voice. I'm very congested. I have been for the last week and a half, and it keeps getting worse. So that time of the year for me, of course, anymore, I have allergies year round. So get out my trusty alcohol. And I know you're saying, what are you doing? You're spraying everything. Well, yeah, because this alcohol really works as a good cleaning solvent. And this one's a little strong. And if those wheels aren't too dirty, it actually dissolves some of the crud on the wheels. And just really works real good. Now these points are on this side and everything, and I don't want to take the motor out yet, and I don't want to do anything I don't have to do. I'm thinking this hasn't ran for a long time. And it's just dirty. Oh yeah. It's not even trying to run now. Right before I started the video, it did act like it wanted to run. There it goes. It's amazing what a little alcohol will do. Bring it back down. To here. And we'll see if we can't get those. The motor really doesn't sound like it's got a lot of power. Now I've got it up to 100, which is wide open, and that thing should just really be singing. And it is moving right now, but it's responding good, but it sounds like it's got a lot of slack in it. It does respond at about 15. And we'll keep going about 10 miles per hour, or 10 amps, or 10 watts. Not much difference between, you can hear it at 80, it picks up quite a bit. But when you go up to 100, makes no transition. Let's run it the other way. About the same thing. Okay. Well, now I fooled with this a little bit yesterday and couldn't get it going at all. And had sprayed it down a little bit with alcohol. And there it is. Put a little bit on that shaft, on the armature shaft, and a little bit on this end. Don't want to get too much in there, so you don't want to ruin your armature. Somebody said that you get WD on the armature, it won't hurt it. It's just like 90% water, and it'll dissipate. But I'll beg to differ with you. I mean, it'll help, just like you can use it in your distributor cap. It actually help get rid of moisture. But now it's taking off real easy now. That's 25. So it will troll. Whether it'll pull anything at that speed or not, I don't know. I cannot figure out why we have the clickety-click sound. Outside of the rail joiners. It might just be the rail joiners. Or maybe I got a bad a cracked wheel. Sometimes you get a little something on your track too. So I was trying to see if the tracks were smooth. And they are. I'll wipe some of this excess W.D off of here. And by the way, this is not WD that I'm using, but it is the cheaper brand. And you can get this at Walmart or the Dollar Tree. I'm sorry. And the dollar stores, Dollar General, Family Dollar, they all carry it. And it's really a good brand. Does the exact same thing and has the same exact thing in it. It's really great. Matter of fact, I meant to pick up another can today. I usually don't buy those smaller cans. But this motor is, as you can see, is a little sluggish. And I'm going to try to figure out what's wrong with that. What's going on. So, in the essence of saving time, I'm going to pause the video and we'll come back. Okay, so we're back. Well, I took the engine, I took the motor out of it, and took the rear truck off of it, the frame, and looked at the gears. I actually have 3 cracked gears in this wheel set. And I think that's kind of unusual. Usually you'll have 1, maybe 2, but not 3. Of course, 2 of them are not really bad. The other one's a little worse than the other 2. And that's probably why they cracked. But I don't have any super glue currently. And I don't have any gears. So The best case scenario for this was to pack it with some lightweight gear lube, and the best thing I had for that right now is a little Vaseline. So I packed it with some Vaseline and re-lubed it, and in the process these two wires, which were loose on this tab here for this pole, it was loose and it wouldn't tighten up, and so I tightened it up and resoldered these two wires back on, and that was part of our connection problem. And there still seems to be a small connection problem down in this front now and then. Don't know what it is. I didn't address it. So put it back together. It's been re-lubed. Let's see what it runs like now. Well, seems to have gotten worse. Now it won't run at all. I just had it on the other direction, and it was running backwards and forwards just fine. But anyways, guys, this is one of those engines that's going to take some work on to really get to where it's running smoothly and perfectly, because those gears are going to have to be repaired or replaced. And look at that. That lets us know that we got a short somewhere. See how bright that light got? And that's only 25 watts. Wow. Okay. But anyway, so that is, we'll classify that as a failed engine, and will not be running in the roster anyways too soon. So we're going to put it to the side, and whenever I work on it again, bring it back out so you can see it. Moving right along, I had mentioned to you that I had 3 other engines, or 4 other engines, that I had gotten on Saturday. And this is one of them. This is another French passenger engine, another Bobo, just like the one I already have, except when this one's red, and it's a little harder to come by. So I was really glad to get this. This one in the Santa Fe came from the same people. And the other two that I'm going to show you came from another purchase that I made. But they all arrived on Saturday. The shark was in that other purchase also. Okay. None of these ran. None of these 5 engines ran when I got them. Oops. And this thing here, it just really wants to run. It's just amazing. Pretty simple fix on this one. It was full of cat hair, and or what I believe to be cat hair. Had a lot of dust in it, and needed to be serviced. Hadn't been serviced or ran, it looked like, in several years. But as you can see, running now. Turn it around. Still hadn't gotten used to putting this HO on the track. Now that's actually at 25 watts. That thing just runs right on down the track. And it has a slot in the top, unlike the green one that I have, which is actually older. This one's newer. But this body on this one is actually from one of the older molds. This was actually the wind-up mold, and that's why it has a slot on the top. Later on, they came to the electric, and they used this slot to switch it from forward to reverse, which you don't have to do, of course. I mean, it's just got so much torque that you just can't keep it even on less than 5 miles per hour or 5 watts. This thing just really wants to go. And but anyway, that's that one. I'm really glad to have gotten that one. And then there's the shark, or the C6 rather. It's not a shark. The C6, or the sea liner, as it's most commonly called. Again, just needed really some servicing. Runs great. Of quiet, very heavy engine. I'm going to put a windshield in it. As you can see, the front has been blocked off from it. It has no front coupler. And so I'm going to use this for passenger service. Primarily for passenger service. Might pull a little freight once in a while. But actually, it turned out to be a good running engine. Has good response and everything. The other two, a couple of diesels, get them out of the box here. This one is the Tyco. Very heavy engine. It still needs some work. I did get it to run, but it runs intermittently. So let's see if it runs now. And I still need to do a little more work to it. It needs side rails, horns, and I want to do a little more work to the motor on it. I didn't get it quite as clean as I'd like to get it. But as you can see, it does run, whereas it would not run it at all at first, and then it when I first got it running, it ran intermittently. It would start and stop, start and stop. Now it runs. And I think the wheels need a little more cleaning. Yeah. But yeah. Great buy. I don't know whether it's a GP I don't know whether it's a GP20 or I know it's not a GP7. But anyway, don't know those later models. There's been so many that's been done, and not staying with HO and not really paying attention to a lot of the newer stuff. I've lost track. But anyway, there it is. Santa Fe by Tyco. Then I have this engine I really like. Did not run also. Cleaned up real nice. And I like the flywheel in this. It just, it's a great engine. It has broken handrails, as you can see. Which I'm going to have to repair or replace. But outside of that, I'm going to go through and do a little more service work to it. When I do the repairs, needs a front rail. Versus this Tyco, needs all the rails. And horns. This has 2 horns that goes in the shop. I don't know where these Tyco horns go. I think one goes here, or maybe they both go, one on each side. But I'm really like both of these engines, actually. But I think this is going to be one of my favorite diesels for freight. Anyway, guys, that's all I have for you today. In this episode, just wanted to share that with you. These came in Saturday. Hands doing much better, as I said. And I'm going to try to get out and work on my layout for a little bit today. As always, if you enjoy working on running, operating, customizing your trains and your layout as much as I do mine, then you should have happy rails. That's all for now. Bye-bye.